Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jocelyn Lovely. I love y'all. Wanted to do a reading for my Tauruses today. They are, first of all, very grounded, very loving energy. I wanted to say that. If you Tauruses or whoever out there, right? Whoever, if the reading gets to you and resonates, it's for you. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to do a personal reading or if you want to donate, the links down below, okay? Alright, cool. So we're starting today with the Five of Swords. I'm not getting Five of Swords energy with this. I'm getting more of balance. I'm getting more of like weaving patterns. It's like weaving structure or like creating structure, right? Because look at the symmetry. The symmetry with all of these swords. They're like perfectly linked with each other. It's like finding symmetry within yourself. Then you get the Six of Cups, right? Balance. I'm getting balance with these cups, right? Really filling every single one of these cups, taking these cups into account in your life, really focusing on every single cup and filling it and understanding what that means in your life and applying it in your life. Right? Then you get the Ace, a whole new freaking invitation here. You don't know what's in there, right? But it's a whole new invitation that's in front of you that maybe you've Let me see something here. Yeah. It's like maybe your whole life you were looking for something as real as this new cup that's arrived. This new cup is like an invitation to get to know yourself better. An invitation to live out your life with yourself. This is the real invitation. This is the one. This is the one people have been looking for, but they don't understand because they can't get here. And you got here. Right? This is like ending, right? Endings and beginnings. A whole new cup is here for you, but you know what's in, you don't know exactly what's in the cup, but you know the strength and the power this cup has over your life because you've been looking for it your whole life. And here it is. The invitation, the portal, the access to your ancestors and all the lineage and what it represents in your life. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm getting like a whole bunch of like the attitude and like the way I'm displaying it. I'm just getting like this like this is the real deal, right? Because you start with the Ace of Pentacles, weaving a structure, really going out there and getting to know who you are, trying to find yourself out there into the world, starting off with optimism, with hope, with faith, right? And then you end with the 10. The whole structure is complete. All the lessons needed to learn have been learned, right? Everything you've ever wanted, everything you ever hoped for, every desire of change and completion, it's here. Everything you've gone through, you've created it, you've ended it, it's done, right? It's like, it reminds me of somebody who, when you start your journey at 22, 20, whatever, 19, you go out into the world thinking, hey, I'm going to go out there and find myself. I'm going to go out there and explore the world. I'm going to go out there and learn something, right? Enjoy myself, right? And you go out there, you get your ass beat. You fall in love, you explore this, you know, all these lessons that have to be learned to teach you something, right? And it's like you went out there thinking, I'm going to find love, I'm going to find the one, I'm going to find happiness, I'm going to find peace, I'm going to find whatever. Whatever it is that you were searching for or you were looking for, or what gave you the even thought or the ambition to move forward in life. I'm going to get my degree, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to buy a home, I'm going to make a family, right? I'm going to get married and have kids. That was your vision. You go out there, you go do it, right? You perhaps got married, had kids, got that degree, whatever, right? You went out there, failed miserably, failed your way up there. Do you see what I'm saying? You failed through, it's what you're feeling, right? You failed your way through, but you got what you wanted, or at least you thought you did. You got the degree, right? Or you want to, or whatever it is that you want to do, it's like all the lessons were learned, right? You thought this person was gonna fulfill you in all ways possible, and then only to find out it didn't even happen that way. Life did not turn out at all what you thought it would be, right? And it's like, that's the funny part. Now it's like, you're done. You're done weaving, you're done exploring, you're done getting, hurt, you're done living the life that you set out for yourself. You're done, because that phase is over. You got everything you needed from it. You're done, right? Now it's like there's this whole new invitation, right? Remember you saw the portal earlier in the High Priestess? There's a whole new portal for you here. A whole new invitation, right? Because whatever lessons needed to be learned in that whole cycle, because you went through the karmic cycle and it's done, right? It's done. It's not the Wheel of Fortune, right? It means when you see the world, that means you're done. You learned everything you needed to. You're done in that specific stage and phase of your life. Now you have a whole new portal that's taking you to the end, and you see it and you're like, oh shit, here's the promised land, here's everything I've ever wanted. When you were done trying to create a life outside of yourself that failed miserably in a way, it failed because, look, you may have gotten what you wanted out of it, but it didn't really make you 100% whole and complete. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, yeah, maybe you lived out a way that you thought was for you, but there was still something missing. There was still something like, there was still like some part of you that wasn't 100% at the 10 of Cups. You weren't 100% completely happy. And it's because this whole time, like I said, you were out there trying to find you, right? And it turns out none of these people, places, or things or degrees defined you, right? The thing that you essentially wanted was to be with you, and you didn't find that there. Congratulations if you did succeed and get everything you wanted, but you still were missing the whole point, which was this, right? The promised land. The whole time you were out there thinking it's out there, but it wasn't. It was here all along, and now you're back home. The invitation is to come back home with you, essentially you in all versions and aspects of yourself, to move forward, right? The direction, this seems more of like symmetrical direction to you. Yes, the Lovers is in reverse. Who cares? I'm looking at two aspects of yourself right here. This is what you were looking for this whole time. But there's this fear. There's fear that if... It's like your shadows. It's more of like your shadows, right? Look at it this way. When you're out there trying to find something that doesn't belong to you, really, like it could, but it's not really defining you and what makes you happy or at peace at a whole. It's your shadows going out there essentially trying to find something, and then your shadows act out. Your shadows are the ones leading the way because you think this is what you really want, right? Your shadows are out there acting out or in fear, or all parts of your aspects of yourself are out there, right? And then you come back here and learn your lesson, and you're like, oh shit, I can't operate out of my fear and my shadows anymore, because once I'm home, once I take this ace and bring it home, my shadows get tamed. My shadows no longer need to act out and act stupid and go out there and do this or that, right? Because now they're home. You're home. And it's in fear because it knows that it's going to have to get tamed. And once it does, you won't act out of like, I don't want to say like selfishness and act out of like whatever, because that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to want to go out there and become ambitious and get what you want. But it's like, once you come back home to yourself and really look at what makes you happy, it's integration. Once you integrate with your heart and higher self, it's like they're tamed. It's the ego's, the shadow's biggest fear, but at the same time, it's what you want the most, right? Because happiness wasn't in other people, places, or things, or degrees. Happiness was within you. It wasn't in that job. Right? It wasn't that job where you thought you were going to be making 100 grand, and here you are feeling like you're still not happy. This isn't to like bring anybody down or say that, you know, they didn't do their life right. What I'm saying is that you've already lived that life. You've already got everything you wanted out of it. Now, this next stage is a little more serious, right? Because it requires you to come back home and reclaim all aspects of yourself that weren't reclaimed. And now it's like you have to live out another version of yourself, but intact, at peace, right? Happy. And it's like you giving yourself that chance to live that way. even though your shadows have been pretty much claiming you the whole time, which is not wrong. It's just lessons learned. The whole point is to tame a little bit, to shed the pain, shed the ego just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, let's see. Any other advice for my beautiful Taurus? This is funny because this reading is like weird, right? Because it's like you don't expect that. You know, this life society is defined by like what you complete, what you do. If you buy a home, if you're married and you have kids and you're happy, like it's all about showing that. Completing things on the outer world that reflect like your version of happiness. But what people don't realize sometimes is that it's all within you. It's always been there. You don't have to go do all this X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, you feel regret because it's like, well, if the answer was in front of me and there, why didn't I see it? Well, that's the whole point. When you're a kid and you're young, you don't see it. You don't see that home was you in union with self. You think it's out there, and you would never have learned the lesson if you wouldn't have gone out there and done what you did. 301's energy, right? It's all about becoming the person that you were meant to be in a way, right? But it's like I'm getting more of a surrender energy here, right? A regal knowing. It's like you know where you belong now, and that's where you need to be. Although your ego is fighting you a little bit, it knows this is where it belongs. It knows this is where it's going to be happy. This is the promised land. And it's like now you're strong enough, old enough to know that, you know, the way you were doing things is just not there for you. It's not enough for you anymore. It's time to surrender and really live out the life that you've always wanted in peace with yourself. Right? You know it. It's time to drop that sword and really live out the life you were meant to live with you. Your ending's here. All the lessons they're done. You learned your lessons. You understand from a higher perspective what it is to live without yourself, and knowing that that's not how you want to live anymore. You want to be in complete fucking union because you've done everything. You've done literally everything in the world to try to be happy, and it never got you anywhere. When you were outside of your own self, your own sense of consciousness. Now you're here and it's like, yeah, it's yours. You know what you have to do next. Let's see here. You go from this, I'm getting very like starting off, right? Energy. Very, very out there, very showy, very, you know, very, very 3D, right? Very 3D energy, converting that to this. To blossoming and really getting to know you as you really are, really enhancing your own skills, really surrendering to who your potential, what the potential of you really is. Look at this beautiful pentacle, really getting to know itself for what it is and growing from within and reflecting that outwards, not going out there and hoping that it reflects inward and makes you happy. But no, it's the opposite. It's really getting to build that foundation within yourself so that you can grow, and whatever you do create becomes something that isn't taken away. It's kind of this saying, it's this saying like, when you move, are you moving with source? When you, every decision you make, every life action you make, is it coming from an authentic place that reflects you and your connection with yourself and source, right? It's kind of saying that it's like anything that you put above yourself or beyond yourself will expose you, right? Because when you choose other things over yourself, over what's right, over the essence of source, it becomes to weigh on you. It becomes to become heavy. It becomes to, it's kind of like collecting on you. It collects on you. It's this energy that comes to collect on you because it didn't come from you. Right? I don't know if I'm making any sense. But it's like knowing that you can't move without source. Asking source, really sitting in meditation and asking source, am I moving in accordance to the life path? Am I moving from a sense of something bigger? Am I moving and doing and moving into like the life path? Am I accordingly moving in the right direction? And if you're not, then you need to sit still for a second and figure out why you're not. But I think you are. I think you really understand this lesson. It's stop letting these other things get in the way. Are you moving from a sense of direction with source? Is the only question you need to ask yourself, because anything else that comes as is only a distraction. Anything else that comes in to try to intervene between you and this path is only going to teach you another lesson about what you needed to do, and it's this: being in complete union with yourself. Anything that comes out of this is a foundational structure that nobody can destroy, not even the devil, because it's literally you working in partnership with source. The devil can't even tarnish this. Anything that comes outside of this, any 3D thing that you try to pursue that has nothing to do with God, ends up exposing you. It gets destroyed. Then that's why the tower comes in, because it's like it had nothing to do with your life path or purpose. I hope that I'm making sense here. I really do. Taurus, I think you learned a valuable lesson. I really do think you're literally asking and praying, am I moving in the way in the direction I'm supposed to? Right? Am I creating harmony or am I creating harm out of every decision I make? I don't even want to move if I'm not moving with source type of energy, and I love that. You people, seriously, I feel like you guys are the most grounded energy here. And you guys teach us to be even more grounded with ourselves, even more in tune, even more inspired to create, right? Pentacle, create in a way that's very practical, functional, and create a foundation that cannot be destroyed. I think you guys are definitely that. So, congratulations, Taurus. I love you guys. Bye.